Biojacked.
Hey guys, Valtorius the Awoken here. So, for today's video, right? We're gonna have like, what if Naruto is able to like, okay, sorry, scratch the whole thing. What if he had Thor's hammer like Mjolnir, right? And let's just say like he attained it like after the pain stuff, because we all know that you have to be like worthy in order for you to like have to use like Mjolnir and stuff. And if you're like Thor, when Odin was just like, well, you know, you need to understand human life, so I'm just gonna take away the power, and then you're just gonna have to gain it. You're just gonna have to understand human beings, and then you can get your power back. And then Jane Foster, who she had cancer and stuff, and then, you know, she was proven worthy of the hammer, and she was able to get it. And let's just say like, because it's more like everybody has to go through like a trial, you know. And I would say like Naruto's trial is basically to overcome the nine-tailed fox and stuff. Like, he didn't succumb. Well, I shouldn't say he didn't. Well, it was more like Minato basically stopped him. But let's just say in this scenario, it's more like, you know, he didn't go fully with it and stuff, and he learned that if he did that, then everybody would be destroyed. But let's just say that he overcame the trial, I guess, of I wouldn't say obsession, but it's more like he overcome, I guess, like the great battle within. Yeah, the battle within. He overcome that and stuff. So let's just say like after that, right? You know, that's when like the hammer shows up. And then he's like, what is this mysterious hammer? He picks it up, and he has like, you know, all of these godlike abilities and stuff. And he's just like, yo, this hammer, like, I'm able to do stuff with it. And I will strongly like to say, like, you know, after when like Kushina and Naruto, like they fought together, and he defeated the Nine Tails, and he was able to like harness and control like his chakra and stuff. At this point during the war, it's just fucking, it's insane, because it's like you got this man basically doing some fucking Zeus, just not Zeus. He's doing some Kratos on the damn battlefield, just going off, and not only with the nine-tailed fox, but he has like the hammer too. So just imagine Naruto with a bunch of Shadow Clone Jutsus, and he holding, I would like to say, like hammer, like all of the like the Mjolnir hammers in their hands and stuff, and they just destroying, absolutely just doing all this crazy stuff. Hell, I should name this video probably like the what if Mjolnir was in Naruto's show, but I'm gonna save that for something different. Like, that's gonna be for something different. That's gonna be for like later. But yeah, it's just like, you know, like I said before, it's just like everybody has to like overcome like this trial and stuff, like, you know, like Thor and Jane Foster and other people beforehand that was able to like wield and pick up Mjolnir and stuff. And I would strongly like to say like this would be Naruto. Naruto would overcome like his weaknesses and stuff, and figure a way of like obtaining like the hammer, which he will, because he'll be blessed and granted with all like godlike ability and stuff. Because just imagine like the end fight with like Kage and Naruto, and he has like the hammer, and he's basically doing some Kratos versus Zeus type shit. So he's basically beating her to death with that shit, and like it just would be so funny. And then the fight between him and Sasuke, well, like I said, I don't think it would be fair, because it's like, yeah, like in my previous video, as I stated that, yeah, Sasuke only has like one Rinnegan, and then you would have Naruto with a whole hammer made out of a power of a dwarf, I think Dead Star, I believe it was, a power of a dwarf star with all that godlike abilities that's in that damn hammer, and powerful and fast, because you can fly, you know, with the hammer and stuff, and summoning lightning, and just it's a whole freaking mess at this point. If this man would have had the hammer and stuff, and I would like to say like he would, that would be like his weapon, because you would think like everybody in the Naruto show, like they would have like a Pacific type of weapon, like Itachi. No, Madara had like that some of y'all's gonna clown me for this, but it was like a fan. I forgot the name of it, but it was like a fan that he had, and it was able to, like, to counter. Like, that shit was like the ultimate counter. Like, that shit was like Metiolus's full counter type shit, and it was countering everything. So I think everybody, like, all of the ninjas should have had like a weapon and stuff. Naruto definitely needed something, and I would say, like, if he would have gotten like the Mjolnir hammer, it would have been over for everybody. This man would have been just on a freaking field murdering and destroying, and like Madara, I'm sorry. That whole I'm gonna take your nine tail, that would have never happened. I'm sorry, that never would have happened. I mean, well, even though he had limbo, well, I shouldn't say that because he had limbo clones, and Naruto can't see limbo clones, so I think that still would have happened. But Mjolnir and the thing, like, again, like, that's just too much power and destruction at this point and stuff, because in like in the Marvel universe and stuff, it's like yeah, because in the Marvel universe, it's more like both like Jane Foster and Thor, like, they both had to gain worthiness to, like, use the hammer and stuff, especially Thor, because when Odin saw how Thor was, he was just, oh, well, you know, I'm not really a fan of, I don't know, humanity, right? And next thing you know, Odin was just like, well, what the hell is wrong with you? I created you because you're supposed to be protecting people. I did it. I was an Avenger at one point, but he never told him that, because at the time it wasn't written. But, you know, he just basically stripped him and made him be proven, so that way he can, you know, be worthy of wielding Mjolnir again. You know, he had to make himself worthy again. And then Jane Foster, she had cancer, so you know, she proved her worthiness, and she was able to, like, become I guess Thor, you know, or, you know, like you know, female Thor, right? And then I would say, like, in Naruto's case, it'd be just like that. Like, he would have to prove himself worthy in order for him to, like, use Mjolnir, and I think that's what he would do, because just imagine him on the battlefield just wrecking everybody. This man would be an absolute monster, just killing people, and then think about him using shadow clones alongside with Mjolnir, and they just destroying and wrecking everybody. Like, it would be no fair. Even that final fight between Naruto versus Sasuke, that wouldn't even be fair, because both men are amped up. But it's like Naruto has Mjolnir, and he's destroying people. Because, like I said, I felt that everybody in the Naruto series should have had, like, a personal weapon. They really should have had, like, a personal weapon and stuff, like, especially, like, Sasuke. Well, you know, Sasuke had a sword. You know, I'm bugging. Sasuke had a sword, but I guess, yeah, I guess it counts, because he had, like, a sword and stuff. Because when you look at Hagoromo, he had, like, sacred weapons. He had, like, these sacred weapons, and it was doing, like, a lot of damage and a lot of murder and destruction on the battlefield, and everybody was basically dead. People had their souls ripped out, just a bunch of crazy stuff. So I would prefer it if Naruto would have had, like, his own type of a weapon, and he was also destroying and doing stuff too, because I didn't want to make the video like, oh, yeah, what if Naruto had, you know, Kryptonian powers? It's just like, well, that's not really fair, and everybody would be dead. You know, everybody would just end up dead, because it's like, you know, all he would have had to do was just break Sasuke's legs and say, I'm tired of you leaving me, and you're going to stay in this village so we can have this manly talk, and Sakura could be with you. You know, it's just, it wouldn't be fair. But Mjolnir, it's like, at this point, because it's a god, like, you know, he has, like, god-like abilities and stuff. Now, from the god stuff with Kage and what she was doing, yeah, she ate the fruit. Yeah, she almost destroyed the planet. I don't want to go into, like, tears and stuff, but she alright, you know. And then go into, like, different dimensions. She alright. But when it comes to Thor, well, you know, and the Mjolnir, it's, you know, it's crazy fast. It can create, like, lightning, like, manipulate, like, the weather to a degree. You know, a lot of crazy stuff that went along with it. Now, I want people to understand, it was just like, I think when Thor, because I think he survived, like, a planet exploding, but I can't remember that part, but it wasn't because of the hammer, it was because, you know, he was blessed by Odin, so, and, you know, he's Odin's, you know, he got blessed by Odin's power, so it's just like, yeah, he's able to, like, survive and do all this crazy stuff. Now, I'm not saying that with Thor is not invincible and Jane Foster isn't invincible, and Naruto wouldn't be invincible either. It's just that it would take a lot to take this man down. Now, the Madara fight, I think it still would be the same, because Naruto can't see limbo clones, but Madara would have a hard time trying to fight against an amped up god like Naruto and take away the Naruto Fox from him. That would still be hard, but he would be able to do at least something, because he has, like, the limbo clones, which Naruto can't see. So, yeah. yeah, like it would be an absolute like slaughter fest if this man would have had like Mjolnir and running around like doing stuff. And even if Madara was able to somehow defeat Naruto, Madara can't pick that hammer up. Sasuke can't pick that hammer up. It has to be like somebody that's like truly like worthy in order for them to like pick up the hammer and like use it and stuff. Because Naruto obviously would be worthy. I would strongly like to say Kakashi. I strongly like to say it, but I don't know. I want to say Kakashi, but then I think Mike Guy would probably be the one to like be able to, because he's all about like youth and this and that. I think he would probably be able to do it, but I would love to say my man Kakashi. But overall, Naruto having Mjolnir, going around just doing absolute like bunker damage and destroying people, and it's just too much. It's just too much when you think about it. It's just too much and stuff, because like I said, like he becomes worthy, and it's just a whole bunch of foolishness and stuff. But yeah, if you like what you heard, please subscribe, share, do all that wonderful stuff, and I'll catch you later.